No. What's happening to us?
Time warp.
We still need an opening.
Oh, yeah, I guess we do.
Hot take. Disney, right? They just canceled themselves. I'm sure you heard of this. They can't, like, the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
They like kind of went ahead and like preemptively like canceled. Not like took it off of things, but they like then it's not listed for kids anymore or something. Like they made a little kerfuffle, like, oh, it has offensive material in it. And at first I was like, oh, they're canceling themselves. But then my dad was scrolling Disney Plus, right? Number 1, the Muppets. I'm like, marketing genius. Directly using cancel culture. Like they literally canceled their shelf so that people would just like watch the show. Because that's what's been happening. Like Gone with the Wind, canceled, everyone watched it. They're realizing, oh, if we cancel something, everyone's going to watch it. So like that's the new business model.
Welcome back to That Was Mint. Don't cancel us.
No guests.
Actually,
today.
maybe yes. Oh, well, so if they cancel us, they can't watch our material. Or would they? Like if we canceled ourselves, would people watch our podcast more?
I don't know.
Let's not try it.
Yeah, let's not.
I'm not really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Welcome to a show where we just improve our technical know-how every week.
Yes.
As you might notice, we're not going to cut to it a whole lot, and I don't know how long the battery's going to last on it because it's my cell phone. But we have a third camera right in the middle to kind of give a little wide shot every once in a while. Won't be always. And again, you might not see it halfway through the episode because there's a good chance it'll just die.
Wide shot.
I sure hope it doesn't, but you might see it here it is. There's a wide shot.
Wide shot.
Don't make me do that.
Okay, yeah, that's the only part you'll have to.
Someone has to cut to that wide shot every time. Something different about today's episode, you might notice. We've had a pretty much literally every episode we've done on this channel has been me and Ethan. And that one time we had 2 guests. Yeah. That one time, I guess technically we had 3 guests for Christmas. They weren't all on at the same time, but 1 to 2 people have been with us on the show. But today we wanted to go back to our roots and do a bit of a podcast. Just the 2 of us. Yeah. 3 of us if you include the Dolphin, of course. Always. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff. Some stuff that should get you real interested in the podcast.
Some of the OG topics, just me and you.
Mm-hmm. Little less, like, oh, I can't really talk about this because I'm not sure if somebody knows. Yeah.
Or like, hey, you heard of this? What? Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. Do you know anything about this? No. Okay.
Moving on.
We can't. It's not a diss on anybody. It's just
no. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about certain things we've talked about, and that's fine.
We're just more free to talk about different subsected topics.
Mm-hmm. This is that tired was meant because I'm very tired right now.
Oh, me too.
We're filming. We're all tired. We're filming this a little later in the day. Than after dark.
Oh, yeah.
Turn on your lava lamps, boys and girls.
Turn off your bedroom lights.
What do you think it would look like if we can't really do it now because we're, like, already filming. But what would it look like if we just had this?
Sick.
As the light. But would it be bright enough?
I don't know. It might be hard to watch. It's like, what's going on?
If we had, like, neon kind of something, Maybe if we had like some
like more blue light.
Yeah, maybe some more blue light. Doesn't have to be blue, but
just like honest, the illusion that it's coming from the Dolphin.
Maybe. I'm not really a lighting guy.
Yeah,
I figured that out. There's people that like are into lighting. Those guys are heroes.
Heroes.
Like the people in the film I'm going to sound real pretentious here. The people in the film industry that I've met, where people are like, I'm a lighting person. I'm like, how in the world are you a lighting person? It's like the least, to me, that's like one of the hardest jobs.
No, yeah, for sure. It sucks figuring that stuff out.
I don't know how to figure out like good lighting.
Well, remember we were on that set recently
we were on a
for
set.
that job.
We were on a set for a job.
Yeah, we did. We did some advertising work. Nothing special.
Yeah,
real official business type stuff. Us.
But we had to do some lighting troubleshooting, and it was very fun.
Yeah, setting up lights with a reflective surface in the background is a very difficult task.
Turns out it's pretty hard to do. Almost impossible to do.
Nearly.
And even
without the magic of a computer, it is impossible.
Yeah, and even if you think you got it right, you definitely didn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some wizard out there who can do it. Like, put a light directly in front of a mirror and you can't see it. And you're just like, Houdini?
I know who does that.
Who?
Alfonso Cuarón.
How?
Have you seen Prisoner of Azkaban recently?
Oh, I have not.
There's all these shots, there's like 10 or 12 shots in the movie of the camera like going through glass. And I understand it's digital, but like, like the mirror of like the cabinet with the boggart in it. He like makes the camera go in and then back out through the same way.
I gotta watch that movie again.
It's wild because it's lit,
Yeah.
You know it's lit.
It's lit.
I mean, it's Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm not gonna lie about that, but yeah. Speaking of Prisoner of Azkaban and Alfonso Cuarón more specifically, I know almost nothing about it, but apparently he made. Did you hear about his like 1 minute short he made back in like 2009?
No.
Apparently, it was a short called "I Am Autism."
Yeah, I want to watch this.
Apparently,
oh god.
Apparently it was very, very like demonizing like autistic people. Again, I haven't seen it. I don't really know much about it, but I know it's like one of the worst received shorts ever. And I don't know. I doubt that was his intention, but it comes off very like.
How do you demonize autist?
You're just like it's a disease or something like that.
Oh jeez.
I don't. Again, I'm paraphrasing and I'm assuming because I haven't seen it. But I just know it's been very poorly received and people were very like, Alfonso Cuarón did like.
We should cancel him.
Don't cancel Alfonso.
Cancel
Cuarón.
him.
Don't cancel
Alfonso Cuarón. Alfonso Cuarón is over party. Don't you hate those?
I hate those so much.
Or on Twitter, they post Twitter is over party. It's a you fools.
You fools. You've gotten rid of the very thing you are. But I bring that up because there's kind of like a new I Am Autism floating around there, and it's almost ready to be released to the public. I'm very excited to see it.
What's it called?
It's called Music.
Oh, I thought it was called Troy Dies at the end.
No.
The new I Am Autism.
Keep your eyes out for a film called Troy Dies at the End.
Yeah.
By the way, that's all I'm gonna say.
I heard it has a stellar mind behind it.
It's gonna there's some big surprises, not just for what it is, but like that general time frame. There's gonna be some pretty cool stuff that you guys will get to see.
Yeah.
But this film Music is directed by Sia.
Sia.
Like the singer Sia. She's gonna want to. She just wants to. Well, she might swing after the public reception of this film. But it's basically about like a like older. I think it's like Kate Hudson or somebody, and like, oh, here's your half sister, whatever, named Music, and she's autistic, but she's played by like Maddie Ziegler, who's like that dancer that's in all of Sia's music videos.
Oh, okay.
Who, if you don't know, is not autistic.
What?
Not to the,
You mean she's acting?
She is acting.
And portraying an autistic character?
Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know if you've followed up on the history of film, but usually that doesn't go well. Like if you're Leonardo DiCaprio in Gilbert Grape, it goes well, and you're like
Or
shocked.
Tom Hanks.
Or Tom Hanks as Forrest. Yeah, even
Well,
Tom.
you know the ye old axiom.
I know it. I know it.
You never go full
Don't say that word.
dirt.
Yep, that's one that might get us.
Well, no, does dirt work?
Sure, that works.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was never gonna say it.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a good replacement word.
Never go full. Yeah.
Ding dong.
I'm not even gonna try to come up with a synonym.
You can never go full ding dong.
Sure. Yeah. Watch Tropic
Thunder. Good one.
But yeah. So I guess it's quite quite bad from what
autism.
all the reviews I've heard of music are not kind. And not just for that, it's also like apparently Sia didn't do a great job directing it, which I don't know if I'm gonna not fault her, you know, because she's not a director. I'm not a director, but
but do you have to be a director to know like
no, and so that's why I'm excited to see it because it's been very poorly received.
That's great.
So music, keep your eye out for I don't know when it releases. I don't know what it releases on, but.
What if it's like she's like a serial killer or something, and it's like her autism made her kill?
I don't think so.
Like that. Woo. That'd be a woo.
Well, if you watch the trailer, it's a very like you can tell Sia directed it. Like there's a lot of bright colors and it's really saturated and like
she's like look at how crazy I can make it look different from real life.
And like she wrote an album for it, I think.
Oh,
or at least a single.
Oh boy.
So it's very much like Sia's thing. She's like, behold, my film. You know.
No thanks, Sia.
So keep your eyes out, folks. Music of the movie coming soon.
Coming soon to
I think
blockbuster near you.
I think it was premiering at Sundance is why I've been seeing so many people review it.
Oh. Is it gonna be Zoom?
Zoom?
Can I hop in that Sundance Zoom call, or is it pretty exclusive?
I think people how do people do Sundance or any festival online?
I don't know. I guess exclusive Zoom, and then they share it in the lobby.
That's so odd.
Hey, mute your mic.
Yeah, mute your mic. Music by Sia is playing. Because there's people I go to school with. There's like a class normally that like a group of students basically takes a field trip to where Sundance is in Utah. And there's
in Utah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like in Park City, I want to say. That sounds right. But there's like a class for it at my school. And so, but people are still in that class this year. And I was like, how? Because they're not holding Sundance. Like, it's not an event. So anyway.
Yeah, doesn't make much sense to me.
If you went to Sundance,
comment.
Leave a comment. Let us know how they did it.
How in the heck did they do it?
And if you saw music, let us know how that was.
Yeah. If you got that early access. You know, Justin, I got something for you.
Okay.
You know what boils my beans?
An oven?
Yeah. In a sense, but my mental beans.
Oh, brain oven.
Brain beans.
Okay.
You know what boils my brain beans?
I don't know.
You ever drive up the mountain road?
Yes, I did recently. Actually, I drove up a big mountain road.
Which big mountain road?
The one like up to Lake Arrowhead and that area.
Oh, okay. What, like Highway 38 or something?
That sounds right. 35, 38.
Yeah, 35, 38. Yeah.
One of them. I don't know what road it was called, but that road.
Was there snow up there?
There was some snow.
Yeah.
Where I was going. Yeah.
Did you happen to see an occurrence? Did people happen to let's say come down the mountain with snow on their car, but you know it's like just on the hood or just on the top or the windshield, and in odd places, not completely covered.
I did not this time, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you've seen that before?
I've seen it before.
You've seen this phenomenon?
I've seen it happen many a time.
I'd seen it before, and I got to thinking about it. It really started making me, pissing me off, you know?
Giving you anger.
Yeah, because it's like, say you go up to the snow for a day. Your car isn't going to get covered in snow. Like, even if it's snowing a lot, like, and even you get down the mountain, it's probably gone, all the snow.
Sure.
So you see people, like, piling snow on their car. It's like, first it's like, all right, that's probably for some, like, Instagram photo.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you're trying to drive down the mountain and then, like, drive around with snow in your car. You'd be like, oh, look where I went. Like, oh, I'm so cool.
Wow, check
look,
me out.
Check me out. I went to the snow. Like, look how exotic and interesting I am.
It's very, like, yeah, it's kind of reaching for a conversation point.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, check it out. Wow, you went to this. Wow, incredible.
It's like, wow, you must be outdoorsy.
Yeah. You must be a big nature
Yeah.
person to have snow on your vehicle.
And then, like, the final straw, though, was I stayed overnight that night.
Mm-hmm.
We camped in the snow. We got a tent with a stove in it. It's sick.
Oh.
You can cook in the tent.
How does that work?
To get out.
Hooks up?
Yeah, you got a fireproof canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a teepee setup, and then there's like a stove hole, and then you put the pipe out, and then you got the spark catcher on top.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Anyway, keeps it like literally like a heated room, basically, in the tent, because it got to like 10 degrees, so it was pretty chill. But like, we're the only people that stayed overnight, and it snowed like most of the afternoon, all night. Zero snow on my car at all by the time I got down the mountain. And I was just like, okay, like the only person who spends the night here, and I have no snow on my car. Like, why you guys do it? Like,
why you go to all
like,
the effort?
It's just such poserism and poser behavior.
Yeah.
It's not my fave.
Like, why do you go to all that effort?
Yeah. Like, why do you
So,
go
like-
through all that effort
like,
to announce
oh,
things?
Whoopi, now you might have a conversation starter, and you spent all that time putting snow on your car to like maybe have a conversation and like have a photo that a few people will like. I could see how that's frustrating. Posers. What a sad group. Posers.
Yeah.
What do you think causes that? Is it just like a lack of self-confidence? You just want to project.
It's definitely just, it's all lack of self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody likes things, and everyone definitely likes things they're embarrassed about liking, like pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people just don't embrace those things. They're just kind of like, oh, well, people would think this is weird, so I'm not gonna like do that. Even like sometimes me in the car listening to music, and like a song I like that's a little more strange comes on, and even though I'm alone, I'm like what if someone like?
What if someone sees me like enjoying it in the car? I could see that.
It even carries over to when there's no one there. You still got that like peer pressure feel.
Yeah, I can see that sometimes when I
Yeah.
listen to music or do it. I think it's fine to have interests, obviously.
Yeah.
But when it's very like, check it out. Look at all the things I like. Look at me. I put snow on my car. Notice me. Quick.
Yeah.
Ask where I just was.
Yeah. Well, no one really likes that kind of behavior, really, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like going to, like if you're at like a function and you go to talk to a guy,
Yeah.
they just immediately just like, just like all into themselves and like announcing like how awesome they are. You're kind of just like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a better person is just someone who's just themselves, and then like through the merits of who they are, you're like, wow, I really like who this guy is, just like as a person. Like this guy's great.
Interesting.
I mean, or gal,
Or gal. I guess it can be both. Have you seen any movies recently?
Possessor.
Yeah. Which I didn't watch, by the way.
I didn't watch the movie either.
Okay.
It's been pretty. We did this quick back to back from our last episode.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of time elapsed. Probably less than a week. Less than a week ago, we were in here filming with Cameron.
What's recent activity? Is that the most recent things I would have?
Probably. On yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my guess.
All right. I watched John Wick 3 again. That was a good one. Oh, I liked when the knives and the throwing.
Mm-hmm.
I also like, dude, the bald guy that's like the villain. Like, I love how he's so likable.
Mm-hmm.
And like his two little henchmen, how they're all, it's just so like kind of playful.
Yeah.
Like they're just so advanced that it's just kind of like a game to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the end, they don't really want to kill each other.
They're just like, wow, you're so good.
Yeah.
This is fun. If I get rid of you, then dang, that'll be a bummer.
Like even the bald guy, he's like joking at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, I almost got you, huh, John? He's like, no.
No.
He just falls over and dies.
Is that your favorite John Wick?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the second one.
Second one.
I've only seen each of them once. No, I've seen the first one twice. I've seen the second and third one only once. But I just bought the first John Wick on 4K.
Ooh, I
And
have that 4K as well.
I'm like gonna buy the next two pretty soon because they're actually like a lot cheaper than I remember. They're like $12 for like a 4K and a Blu-ray copy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice deal.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal. But I like the second one. I like the third one a lot, but I feel like the third one depends a lot on you having watched the second one a little bit, just a little bit, not a ton, but the second one I feel like I can just jump in and go, all right, I don't really need the first movie to tell me. You don't really need that for the third one either, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Oh, I just picked up some DVDs.
Yeah.
Picked up The Mummy, Brendan Fraser. Darkman with Liam Neeson, directed by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
And I picked up one more. My lord, I can't think of it. Whatevs. But those are exciting.
Those are two good ones.
I also watched Spider-Man 3 again.
Wait, again? Like really recently, or
yeah, really, like within the last few weeks.
Oh, within the last few weeks. Because I knew you watched it a few weeks ago, but I thought you watched it again.
Yeah, so good.
Is it the best Spider-Man?
I think it's my favorite, honestly.
Yeah,
looking back, because it's just like the campiness. It's just campiness overload.
Yeah,
and it's one of the it's some movies you have to know the story. Like once you know the story, that it was just him like memeing Marvel Studios and hit basically two middle fingers to like them. Like, you try to control me, I'm gonna mess up your movie. Yeah. It's kind of awesome. It's kind of amazing.
It's kind of great
work.
I was telling somebody today about Spider-Man 3. I was like, Sam Raimi just didn't want to make the movie Marvel wanted to make.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm gonna make it really weird and convoluted and really campy. I think it's bold. I don't know how much it makes for like an actually good movie. Because I get good enjoyment and I get like ironic enjoyment.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Highly enjoyable.
It's like Revenge of the Sith for me. Like, there's parts of Revenge of the Sith I'm like, this is actually really cool, unironically. And then there's a lot of parts of Revenge of the Sith where I'm like, this is awesome. But mostly because I just think it's funny because of the second life that film has taken on. But there's also some stuff in there that I'm like, oh my gosh, the prequels, I remember.
I just, campiness just gets me going.
Trying to think of what else is a really good campy movie. Just Sam Raimi in general. Yeah, we talk about him a lot.
He's a campy guy.
But he's a real good. Have you seen him like interact with the actors on set? Like there's like behind the scenes footage of the Spider-Man movies. And all the actors are like, Sam's really violent with us. But they're all saying it like playfully. They're not actually in fear. And it cuts to Sam Raimi and he's like, if you mess up that take again, I'm going to break your legs or something. And he says it to everybody. And of course, Bruce Campbell's there. Like, yeah, he does this to me all the time.
That's the thing, is he's a funny guy. So whenever he gets in that comedy area, it always gets really good.
Doctor Strange too.
Ooh,
I'm telling you, that's gonna be the one.
It's gonna be Schlit.
As long as the MCU lets Sam Raimi do his thing, you know, which I feel like he's gonna do his thing anyway.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
You know, let's talk. Speaking of Disney,
Yeah.
that lady. Who's
Which
that lady? Kathleen Kennedy.
The owner of Lucasfilm,
Yeah, the owner of Lucasfilm.
president of Lucasfilm, whatever.
Yeah. She's a rat, bro.
She's a rat.
She's a gosh darn dirty rat woman.
Explain. I have my reasons for not liking Kathleen Kennedy, but
I mean, it was all right. You know, it was all. I mean, I already didn't like her.
mm-hmm.
I feel like, but it's just like even more recently. It's just been ramping up. To generalize, I'll just say like she's an outspoken person
Mm-hmm.
with a certain radical viewpoint.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I feel like she projects that into Lucasfilm.
Okay.
And
Are you talking about the sequel movies specifically and like stuff?
And so recently she's kind of, I feel like she's kind of been trying to throw a wrench in, John Favreau and all their business.
Right.
Because,
Because of
kind of everyone's saying, oh, F her, these are the new gods basically of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at it from her perspective, she's the owner or whatever.
Yeah.
She can't have someone else be the go-to guy. She's going to try and destroy them in any like weird means she can.
Yeah.
I feel like the one thing she can do is try and get the mob
Mm-hmm.
or like get the
Yeah.
whole.
I think people are certainly like, I mean, she should have a little hand in the creative part of Star Wars. But I don't think okay, but like
executive.
just a little bit. That's what I'm saying. Like all producers of every movie have a say in the creative process at some point. Unfortunate as it is, business people do have to sign on a lot of movies. So your favorite movie, you might be like, why didn't they do that? If it's an adaptation from a book, maybe.
Yeah.
You're like, why didn't they do it? How dare the director? Maybe, and I'm not saying this is the case for every movie, but maybe your director wanted to do something like that from your favorite book, what have you. But maybe a producer said, we don't want that in the movie.
Yeah.
For whatever business reason they have, justified or not. But I think Kathleen Kennedy tends to kind of wedge herself into the creative process a lot more than most presidents of companies do.
Yeah.
And one example you brought, there's this documentary series on Disney Plus. They didn't really do it for season 2. They did like just 1 hour long episode. But during season 1, they had this 8 episode, I think it was 8, something like that, little mini series about the making of The Mandalorian. And it would talk about the score. And so they did interviews with Ludwig Göransson, and I think I'm saying his name right. And the actors and the directors, and they had all these different facets of it. And they had these round table discussions. And one of the round table discussion panels was it was Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. It was Pedro Pascal. It was all the main it was something weird. It was the two, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And I think the directors, or maybe it was the technical people, the special effects people. In any case, Kathleen Kennedy was there at the panel of whatever discussion it was with I'm pretty sure it was with the visual effects department or something. And I was this is a weird place to put the president. So my thought is that she probably just wanted to really be a part of that panel discussion, even if maybe she didn't quite fit in with what they were talking about, which if my memory is correct, then it was the technical people. Okay. So they're probably talking about, here's how we filmed the lights. Here's how we filmed the, the spaceships. And she's and let me tell you why I think the spaceships were filmed good. And I'm you didn't.
Or she's let me tell you why I think the spaceships are strong women.
Here's why every spaceship in Star Wars is a female. And here's why they're all strong.
They're all strong.
So here's the thing, right? I get why they're pushing for a lot of that, in a way. Because in the original Star Wars films, there's basically zero female representation at all. There's Leia in the first movie. There's no other women in the first Star Wars. Think about that. Not a single.
What Aunt May or whatever the heck?
Oh, you're right. Aunt Maru.
Aunt Maru,
who gets burned alive. All right, so 2 women. One of them gets burned alive.
Yep.
The other one is Princess Leia. Empire Strikes Back. There's Princess Leia, and I think there's one like rebel in the base.
Short-haired lass.
Yeah, there's one like person in the base
Yeah.
that she's like, the comms are down. Like literally, that's her only line. And then Return of the Jedi, there's that Mon Mothma or whatever her name is. That's like she's like, many Bothans died receiving this information.
Receiving this information. Maybe they'll make a spin-off movie about this in 30 years when they run out of ideas.
So I understand why the push for like, dang, George really didn't do a lot of favor and whatever.
But
whatever.
What action movie in the 70s did?
No,
it wasn't
not a
for
ton.
girls. Girls couldn't have given more of a
Sure.
flying, you know what?
Yeah, there's
But, you know, it's for little boys mainly, and so it's got male characters because they're probably like, yeah, they think girls have cooties. Let's not push that aspect.
there's there's a lot of exceptions, like in the 70s and 80s, like Halloween.
And there's no such thing as diversity or inclusion in those times. It's like, why hold them to even a standard? Like, if you did that today, it would kind of be like, yeah, there's a kind of a sausage fest, bro. Unless there's a point to the sausage fest.
Right. Like 12 Angry Men is a movie about 12 dudes.
Yeah.
Because it's based on a very old play about 12 guys in jury back in like the 50s. I don't know anything.
Good movie.
Great movie. Awesome movie. There's not a woman in it, I don't think. I think there's maybe one, like, referenced.
Yeah.
They, like, say, like, there's an old woman.
Yeah, she's outside of her, like, bedroom window or something.
Yeah, but you don't see her.
Screams.
They just talk about her.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like Halloween, you got Jamie Lee Curtis as the main character. Terminator, Sarah Connor's the main character. There's exceptions, of course, to these really big Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that have female leads.
Well, Alien kind of
Alien
kicked that
Yep,
off.
Alien,
With a
Sigourney
strong
Weaver.
female lead, and they're like, oh, people like this. Let's do this.
Yeah, but so like I understand why Lucasfilm is trying to push for that. It's the same reason why, as ill-advised as many of her changes have been, it's why J.K. Rowling changes a lot of stuff to the Harry Potter universe and adds a lot of stuff to like the Fantastic Beasts films to diversify it, because she feels like, oh, I wrote a 7-book series where basically everyone's a straight white person. And, you know, she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's what you wrote.
I don't have a problem with diversity.
I don't
but
have
it's like, I feel like she wields it as a sword to like ascend to like heights of fame. Because like, come on, she was probably some nameless office, you know, pencil pusher.
J.K. Rowling?
No.
Oh.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, Kathleen Kennedy, my bad.
She's some pencil pusher, Disney or whatever, gets this exec job, right? So she can either be this nameless exec, whatever, or I'm going to try to be like Jeff Bezos, whatever. Going to try and be like, what was that one guy? Be like a Todd Howard. You know, someone who leads a company but is known by everyone.
Todd Howard.
And I feel like she uses the whole... I feel like she uses that narrative as just something to be like, hey, look at me. Look at what I believe. You should like me because I have all the right thoughts and I believe all the right things. So,
well, she's been a producer for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like, she's produced Back to the Future and worked with Spielberg a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but it's more recent that she's shoehorned in.
It's more recent
stuff. And I feel like it's for her own reputation build up as like this figure of social justice.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Kathleen Kennedy's, like, what she's allowed Star Wars to be in the most recent years. I think Mandalorian's an exception. I think Mandalorian's a pretty great
she
show.
has nothing to do with it.
Sure. Yes.
Wasn't there like a story like she came on set and was like, me, and I think one of them was like, no.
I wouldn't be surprised. Jon Favreau very much, and Dave Filoni. Obviously Dave Filoni. But
Dream Team,
they're very much in control of that show, which is really cool.
We talk about Jon Favreau.
Yeah, let me finish this thought about Kathleen Kennedy. But just like the sequel trilogy, especially, I was just thinking about it earlier today. I really remember almost nothing from the sequel trilogy. I remember characters, obviously. I remember a lot of plot points, but if you had to ask me, like, hey, you want to watch a Star Wars movie? My answer is almost never Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. For a lot of reasons. But I just think Star Wars has been not the same for a really long time if you want to go past the prequels, which a lot of people do. So I think when you have something that's kind of revitalizing a lot of people's excitement for Star Wars, like The Mandalorian is, then, I think like once you've got something working, you should just let it work.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, okay, people really like how The Mandalorian is going because these two people are heading it. Dave Filoni basically saved Star Wars' relevance for years with the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the only reason why people cared about Star Wars for literally like 6 or 7 years. And now he's like, hey, do you want to helm basically the biggest Star Wars property right now? And he's like, yes, give me Jon Favreau. Let's go. And then they did it. So Jon Favreau. I love him. He's got some great stuff. He's got some very bad stuff. Lion King. Did direct The Lion King. So that's like probably the biggest blemish.
Yeah, but do you think they kidnapped his wife and they're like, you're doing the CGI Lion King, John? He's like, fine, okay.
I don't know, man. I don't want to speculate. Disney owns a lot.
They're like, we got the pictures, John. He's like,
Get
oh,
the pictures,
I'll
John.
do whatever you want. Not the picture of me eating the spaghetti off of the floor at Chino's.
Chinos, my guy. But he's also done a lot of really good stuff. I gotta give him credit for starting the MCU and starting it as
Yeah.
if Iron Man was bad, do you imagine if Iron Man was like a bad movie? That'd be crazy.
It'd be over, yeah.
You'd have no anything.
If it was like the Hulk.
Yeah, if it was like the Hulk or even like the first Thor, where it was just like an okay.
Yeah,
Kinda
everyone
not-
would have been like, I'm done with this.
But to lay the groundwork and say, this is for real. We're going to get the MCU started. That's pretty hard to do. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah. I feel like he's been pretty underhyped for years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's going to be remembered as one of the greats.
I think so. I think he's got a lot of, like we've mentioned, he's really big in Star Wars right now. Everyone in the world knows Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
I think he's important in the modern epoch that we can't yet look back on. And once we can, we'll be like, oh, Jon Favreau.
Mm-hmm. On that note, and I think all conversations lead back to this question at some point, but have you seen Chef?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I love Chef.
Yeah, with what's got that
Sofia Vergara?
Yeah. And
Or are you going to say?
No, Vergara.
Vergara. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
who else is in it?
John
Scarlett Johansson's in it,
Leguizamo.
right?
Scarlett Johansson's in it for like 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, yeah.
A lot of people are in that movie for like a very short amount of time. Dustin Hoffman's in it
Oh.
real briefly.
I don't remember that.
But the real star of Chef is the food. That movie makes me very hungry.
Those sandwiches look quite good.
Just a real solid, like I kind of, Robert Downey Jr.'s in that movie for like 5 minutes. I forgot about that.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Chef?
Yeah. He's the guy that gives him like the van, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But I'm kind of in awe about that movie for a lot of reasons. One, it just looks so, the food is, dude, have you seen the food in Chef? It looks so good.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it was made in 2014. So it was probably filmed in like 2013. And that's a pretty high point of the MCU. And you got all those you got Black Widow in it. You got Iron Man in it. He's Jon Favreau, and he managed to direct it. You got all these crazy A-listers.
I'm sure they're friends with him, right?
Yeah, they're friends with
Yeah.
him. But just the fact that movie was made in 2014 is really crazy. When Robert Downey Jr. especially Robert Downey Jr., his schedule is basically,
Peak
you look at his filmography and it's like
DJ.
Iron Man, Chef. And so I don't know. I think Jon Favreau's pretty great. Is he one of the best directors of the decades?
Nah.
I don't know. He's not bad. I wouldn't say he's bad, but
He's like who's that guy? John did all those
John Stamos,
no 80s movies.
John Hughes.
John Hughes, like he's like John Hughes level.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
like John Hughes movies aren't great. They're
Yeah.
good.
I'm trying to think of. I'm
There's
trying to
a lot of
remember
them,
John
but
Hughes's.
They're good.
I like The Breakfast Club. All right. What else did John Hughes make? Like direct.
Ferris Bueller, Pretty in
Ferris
Pink.
Bueller's really great. I don't like Pretty in Pink.
16 Candles.
Didn't see 16
Pretty good.
Candles.
16 Candles.
I heard it was good.
All that
Yeah,
vein of thing. Weird Science.
but he wrote a lot that he didn't direct.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he wrote, what's it called? Like Home Alone. Didn't he write Home Alone?
maybe.
Am I going crazy? He wrote like National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he didn't direct it. It was somebody else.
Yeah, he probably wrote. Oh no, yeah, John Landis directed those movies, right? And then he went on to make American Werewolf in London.
Yep.
Yes, the history of film.
The 80s.
Yes.
I think some of the best directors of this decade are like actually some of the youngest that have made the least amount of movies. Like the Safdie brothers.
Safdies.
Yeah. They've made 2 feature films, but those feature films are Good Time and Uncut Gems. And I'm like, dude, that's the way to start your filmography.
What about which guy?
Robert Eggers.
Yeah.
I love Robert Eggers.
Because he's just got The Witch and The Lighthouse, right?
That's it.
That's a great way to start off your filmography.
His new movie sounds really good too.
Oh, yeah?
It's set in like Viking times. It's called The Northmen. It's got like a couple Skarsgårds in it, and like Willem Dafoe. I think
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe plays a character named like something the Fool, like he's a fool character, which I am very up for. So that sounds good.
How much I've sacrificed.
How much I've sacrificed. And even like
You can't do this to me.
You can't do this to me.
Okay, yeah,
I love
continue.
Willem Dafoe. And I was gonna say, even I didn't really like Us very much, but even Jordan Peele, like he's pretty coming up as a director. I thought Get Out was great. I wasn't a big fan of Us, but there's a lot of directors that have only made 2 movies.
Dude, remember Birdman guy?
Yeah, Inarritu.
Birdman,
Revenant,
and then he's just like, I'm done for a while.
I am done for.
He's already like 50 when he made those movies too.
Yeah, he made a couple. He made like Babel. I never saw Babel, but that was like before Birdman. But literally back to back, he said, I'm gonna make Birdman, and then Revenant, and then he hasn't made a movie in 6 years. That's the way to do it, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you win Best Picture. I think you won Best Director both years. Probably Best Cinematography both years, unless I'm mistaken. Is Birdman my favorite movie of 2014? Almost.
What's your favorite?
Whiplash. If Whiplash didn't exist, then Birdman would be my favorite movie of that year.
Tempo.
You're rushing.
Dragging.
That's the movie like every music person watches at some point and then quotes to you for a really long time. Like you can tell when somebody just figured out what Whiplash is because that's all they say. It's like, are you rushing or are you dragging? And listen, I love that scene. I love Whiplash, but come on, man. Movie's 7 years old at this point.
Did you know it's actually based on Jeff Bezos?
What part?
Whiplash? J.K. Simmons is actually Jeff Bezos. That's how he actually acts in private.
He like yells and throws chairs at people.
Yeah.
Actually,
instead of throwing instruments, he throws like Amazon boxes.
That can't hurt
like
too.
heavy
full.
china.
Okay.
That breaks and cuts them with glass.
What a monster. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. I saw his video is the evolution of his laugh. And as he's gotten richer, his laugh is literally like
just more
changed.
ridiculous.
It's gone for like like a weird dumb laugh that a normal person would have to just like
Nothing makes me laugh harder than Jeff Bezos's laugh now.
or the video with
Yeah.
his robot arms.
With the robot arms, and he's like, like, Jeff,
you can't
you
do
sound
this,
like a
man.
maniac.
You look and sound like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
You're way too close.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Elon looks and is way too close to Batman, so we need to we need
You
to
say
slow
Elon
down.
Musk looks like a Batman?
Yeah. He looks like Bruce Wayne.
Sure. He looks like a more foreign. He looks like a Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne.
Val Kilmer.
You know, where he's like, yeah, I guess you're Bruce Wayne.
I guess you're Bruce Wayne.
Looks a little Val Kilmer. Has Val Kilmer been in a movie in the past like 8 years?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't think so.
I think he's going to be in the new Top Gun. That would make sense.
Top Gun.
I saw Top Gun last year. It was okay. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but there's a lot of like, bro, you're my whole world, bro. Like, close your eyes. What do you see? Nothing. That's my world without you, bro. Like, that's Top Gun, the movie. So real quick, movies I've seen this year, basically none. Like, I was a surprisingly low amount of movies. I've seen like over 200 movies over the past couple of years for the first time.
Woo.
I've seen like 4 movies this year.
Woo.
Part of it is I'm doing a lot of other things. Part of it is I'm like, man, movies take up 2 hours of my day. I got other things to do. And also I'm waiting for like some good movies to start coming out from this year especially. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna keep going.
No.
Well, yeah, movies are hard these days to come by. I watched Possessor.
Yep.
Rise of Skywalker was the last new movie I watched before that.
Wow.
I've seen nothing that's come out because I'm just like, eh.
The last movie I saw in theaters was 1917.
Oh.
Back in like January
Woo.
of 2020. It was crazy.
Last thing I saw in theaters was The Lighthouse.
Yeah. That was a very long time ago.
I don't think I even put that on my letterbox. What the heck? Why didn't I do that?
Why not? That question's going nowhere. I'm not going to ask it.
What?
I was going to ask a letterboxed question, but it has like nothing to do with anything. And it's very boring, you know? There's like no discussion that can come of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I have.
What else is happening in the world, in the universe?
Basically nothing.
Pretty much nothing. It's slow. Did you hear this happened today? And I don't know any new updates about it, but Tiger Woods got in a crash in his car. Sounds like.
Dang.
I just turned on the TV like earlier this morning, and it was like breaking, and so I guess he's like having surgery on his, I think legs. I think he hurt his legs in the crash.
Hopefully he lives, or there's gonna be another pandemic.
Yeah, but they showed his car, and it was like all flipped over and totaled. And I was like, "Jeez, dude." Not even a big Tiger Woods fan, but
Yeah.
hope he's all right.
Yeah, poor dude.
Anyway, so that gives you an idea of when we're filming this. I haven't looked up any updates.
A current event to mark the podcast.
Yep. Could be we end up Googling it after this and it's like, oh, he's fine or something. Who knows? Sports. You watch any sports recently?
Sports? Me?
Yeah.
No, I played some sports.
What'd you play?
Played some tennis
Yeah.
and some basketball.
How'd that go?
All right.
Which are you better at?
Probably tennis.
Tennis?
Actually, I don't. Yeah, it's probably tennis because I can like hit the ball actually sometimes
Yeah.
a little bit.
Do you remember in PE when they would make us play like racquetball?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why don't they just let us play tennis? Is it because it's too hard?
It's too expensive
Oh.
to buy all the rackets and the balls probably.
Probably. But you think the budget in a school would be there if
I
the
don't
school has like
know.
a tennis team.
Well, you got to think there's like probably like 5 people in faculty shaving off like thousands of dollars
Mm-hmm.
off the top, so you don't have really any extra money to spend. Like teachers are buying their own markers, dude.
Yeah, that's absurd.
It's absurd. Like it's literally like, oh, you want to work here? You just have to pay unendorsed, unreimbursed money.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. The day I figured out the teachers pay for most of the stuff in their classroom.
What's ridiculous too, like the actual amount of money it is.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like, wait, like it's like a lot of your paycheck.
That's a lot of it.
It's like gas money.
A lot of your money from getting paid
the
as a
month.
teacher goes straight back into
Into
like
that's how like a delivery boy feels when you don't get tips.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, I'm getting paid, but my money's just going to gas to pay to do the job.
Teachers. I've thought, I'm like, teacher wouldn't be maybe it'd be a fun job, be a fulfilling job, I think, if you did it right,
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the money aspect of it. Because there's bonuses to being a teacher. Like you get summers off, usually, unless you do summer school. But you also have to live on on the budget of paying for a lot of your own school supplies and things like that. So I feel like a lot of people I've met like at college that want to be teachers want to teach college people, A lot of like aspiring educators are saying, well, I would only teach people of the college age because I'm like, no, you kind of have to work your way up. So like, you either have to work your way up or you have to have like a really specific set of skills for like one topic at maybe a school that specializes in that to jump straight into teaching college. That's crazy. Or be Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. All right.
You could just be like a really famous person and say, hey, I want to teach a class at college.
Oh, okay, Mr. McConaughey.
That's an easy way to do it.
Would you like to be our dean of fame?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, boys. We got a question for you. I got a question for our audience. And you. I've asked you this before. When do you think the reconnaissance is going to happen? Because we've had the reconnaissance.
The
right?
reconnaissance.
Is that what it's called?
The reconnaissance, yeah.
Where Matthew
I don't know,
McConaughey...
Matthew never left. He's been going strong since, like, Sahara.
Since Sahara.
In, like, 2006.
But, like...
Over a decade.
There was definitely a period of time where people were like, oh, wow, Matthew McConaughey's, like, really at the forefront of things now.
Yeah.
Again. Where he was, like, getting Oscar nominations and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Getting cast in these really big movies you never would have thought Matthew McConaughey would be in. So I guess it's different in the case of the guy we're talking about with the reconnaissance, who's Johnny Depp.
Oh, the reconnaissance.
Who knows?
Hopefully soon. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Get that money, boy.
Get the money. I'm not saying, I'm
just not from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just
not from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, you can't be in that,
Do
Johnny.
something original, something gritty, something like your 90s days.
Do Dead Man 2.
Just do something where you play an interesting character that's not quirky and nutty.
Yeah.
I'm done with the quirky, nutty. I'm the Mad Hatter. Look how quirky and nutty my accent is. Do like a real acting job again, Johnny. You're good at it. Like, you don't have to be a caricature. Some like weird.
Do you think that he started only getting offered those roles because of how successful Jack Sparrow was?
Yeah, 100,000%.
I think so.
Because if you look at his work before that movie, he's so much different, and like he's actually like super good actor.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking like Jack Sparrow. You're thinking like, ooh, Dead Man guy.
Ooh, Dead Man guy.
Dude,
I referenced Dead Man in my pitch for my senior project.
Oh yeah.
In class, I brought up an image.
Oh.
I was like, here's some reference images. Here's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Here's Paris, Texas. Here's Dead Man.
Yeah. Three of the best Western movies.
That's why I brought them up, because there weren't a lot of it's not even a Western what I'm doing, but I was like, visually, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. You're doing an Americana film kind of.
Yeah,
right?
but I was like, these are kind of like, I like the look of these. And no one in the, not all, I don't know. Everyone was muted, so I couldn't tell. But I didn't know if anyone knew 2 of those movies. Probably they've heard of Butch Cassidy.
I
Not
don't know
sure.
about Paris, Texas.
I hadn't until you recommended it. Same with Dead Man. So, yeah. Here's something interesting I learned in class: is apparently you don't need a permit to film in a national park.
Huh.
You know that? I had no idea. This is from what I've heard. But apparently, even if it's like a commercial filming thing you're doing, even if it's for profit, you don't need a permit.
Because it's public land or whatever?
Probably, I guess. I think some director sued some national park because they were like, hey, you can't film your movie in wherever it was, Yellowstone's national park. So, maybe it was like, it wasn't Yellowstone, but it was something like that. And the director said, yes, I can. Lawsuit. And then.
Right.
Turns out you can do it. So.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good for a lot of filmmakers out there.
Yeah, if you're in the indie game.
Yeah. Indie.
What?
Indie. Dolphin.
Yum, 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 yum.
What's that meme that's like, something betrayed me, only this is my friend now?
Oh,
yeah.
Like a mere...
something like that. I don't know the phrasing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, indie betrayed me, Dolphin is my friend. I don't know. I sound like
it's
an
like
old...
Ibar is my new best friend.
Mm-hmm. I sound really old because I'm like trying to recall
I'm trying
the
to
phrasing
recall
of a
that
meme.
But I used to laugh at so much.
But you could tell I'm not old because that's like an older person wouldn't have ever heard of that meme.
Yeah.
That format before. Oh, boys. What a night.
What a night. Are you ready to go snoozy?
I don't know. What time does the camera say? How long have we been on this?
47?
How long have we been on this rock?
On this
5 weeks, 2 days.
5 weeks.
We can do some. I don't know. I don't really have anything to recommend, but I don't know. What's one piece of advice you?
Damn you, Winslow. Damn you.
Winslow. Yeah, that's my advice for the week. Go watch The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I have the Blu-ray if you want to borrow it. Just text me. I'll hit you up.
Here's what you got to do, Justin.
Yeah.
Go play some Slide 2. I'm
Slide
on
2
that right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a masterpiece.
So good. I feel
love
like
that
a
game.
thief.
I love that game. I hate the bottles. The bottles give me PTSD. Like
Because you hear them and you're like, I have to get it.
My brother was playing it like a few weeks ago. And I was literally I remembered the feeling of going crazy, of like having 29 out of 30. And I would literally just be hearing bottles everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Because I was listening so intently to the sound that I started imagining it in real life. Like I'd be at the store and I thought I'd heard a bottle. I'd go
like
crazy.
Cooper bottles.
I'd say get on that. If you got some time, play Red Dead Redemption 2. I just finished the main story, and I bought the first game, so I'm started to play through that, and it's thankfully much shorter. So I'm very happy about that. Watch Godzilla vs. Kong when it comes out on HBO Max. It's probably going to be really stupid and probably not very good. But on the other hand, there's a chance that, as Ethan is pointing out, there's a chance that it might be, pretty good. Could be really.
I heard Monkey can't win. Because then Toyo gets butthurt and pulls the rights.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so Godzilla definitely wins?
Either he wins or they tie.
Well, it's kind of like America versus Japan, basically.
Yeah.
So.
No, but they either tie or Godzilla wins. Or
Well,
else they'll say, goodbye to your Godzilla movies.
Well, I think that isn't Mecha Godzilla supposed to be in it? So, they're just going to team up at the end. It's going to be like Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. Which it's like, why can't they just do a versus movie and one of them actually, like, remember Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
and then Chuck Norris died, and you're like, they actually did it. One of them like got taken out.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that?
Can I ask one last question at the end? You probably have a strong opinion on this. Maybe you do. I don't know. I got asked a little while ago, who would win in a fight, Mike Tyson or Bruce Lee. This is in their prime for both.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Okay, because Bruce Lee was he was a martial artist, but he
Mm-hmm.
was more of a performer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he was like a top tier fighter. I don't think you'd like put him in the ring with like any MMA dudes or like boxers. Like he could really
Wasn't he?
do.
Was he? So is he or Jackie Chan more of a performer than a martial art guy?
I'll probably Jackie Chan for sure.
Yeah. Because I know Jackie Chan is. I mean, he can fight. Like you see Jackie Chan, he actually does.
Yeah. Well, he can fight, but it's also it's made to look good, you know.
Yeah.
Like, Tyson's just a fighter. I mean, that dude just fights.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there to kill people
He's just
in the
there
ring.
to murder people.
Yeah, it's like all he thinks about.
Yeah.
He's literally hypnotized
Yeah.
as a child
Praise be
into being like a monster. Did you know that?
No.
His coach was like a famous hypnotist, and he was like, "You are nothing," because he like had a rough background, and he like to help him get over that, he was like, "You are nothing. Like you have no like being. You are just like you're the goal. Like you are victory." Like like just like brainwash this kid to become an absolute like animal.
Spooky.
Because he was like a great boxing coach. He's like, I'm gonna find that one protege, and he like searched around for children, and then like adopted him, and like trained him.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I'll eat your children.
He's like, I'll eat your children. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. That's amazing. I love that clip. Any last words?
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Last words.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for hopefully listening in. I know it's a bit of a different episode. Don't have a guest to interview, but hopefully you enjoyed the.
You can use this episode as ASMR.
Yeah, use it as some ASMR.
A little more late night, a little more smooth.
If you're listening to this before 9 p.m., pause it, come back later.
Yeah, come back later.
That's like the only time you can watch the podcast.
Late in the eve.
Let us know what you thought. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much I cut to it. Future me, I don't know how much I cut to the third camera, but let us know what you thought of the third camera.
Yeah.
We understand it's a different quality than the other two cameras.
Does it matter? Let us know.
Doesn't matter. Let us know what you think if you want us to keep doing it. Let us know.
You decide.
Yeah, you decide. Let us know who won, who's next. You decide. Yeah, we'll be making Hitler versus Vader 4 pretty soon. Yeah. Bro, they did Harry Potter versus Luke Skywalker recently.
Who cares? What?
I'm just saying. But hear me out. It was made with Legos. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, oh, that actually probably took a lot of time to make.
Actually, my recommend for this week, wanted to hear, is the Lego music video of the Numa Numa song. Maya, you know that one?
Yeah, I
they
know.
did a Lego version of the music video.
Really?
It's like a 20-year-old YouTube video. It's amazing. No. It's like stop motion.
My recommend is the actual, like the original Numa Numa video of just the guy in front of the keyboard. It's really funny. You have to see this dude's face. If you've never seen it before, you gotta watch it. Numa Numa, Maya He,
Maya He,
Maya Hu, Maya Ha.
You know what
Maya Ha. All right, thanks for watching. Drive home safe. Good night.
Good night.